Alright, so we're in my living room. And we got little chicks brooding. So the yellow ones are a Rhode Island red mix, and the little black and whites are Plymouth Barred Rocks. I think both of them are roosters, and the three yellow ones are hens. And I name this little guy, named him Rebel. He seems to be a little bit different from the others. He's pretty feisty. He's kind of fun. He's always sits up top here. I guess he feels he's got the advantage on the others sitting up there. And he's oh, he's pretty cute. And he's going to be a very aggressive rooster, I think, though. I can already tell that from his personality. This is my homemade chick feeder. It's basically like a Dixie cup with a hole cut in the bottom that pours out onto this tray. So as I peck at it, the food falls out. So this is the first stage. Once they hatch out of the incubator, we bring them over here, put them into one of these, let them get orientated. It's got a heat lamp, as you can see right there. That's a warm light, so they huddle under it to keep warm because they don't have their feathers yet. They just got this sort of this fuzz here. So anyway, there's a fuzzy picture, but try and get close to him without startling him too much. But you can see they're pretty cute. So I'm just going to move because he's getting a little nervous. So that's the brooding pen. Then as they get too big for there, we move them over here. And we've got these adolescents. Now that's the rooster outside. He's actually underneath my house right now. So this one and that one there, the two with the brown heads, are males. And the pretty much mostly a white one, that's a female. So that's a hen. And two little roosters. Now these guys are pretty friendly. We've got, of course, the watering dish and a regular feed can for these guys because they'll tear apart the Dixie cup. And as you can see, these guys have gotten pretty accustomed to me. They're he's just stretching for a minute. But yeah, they'll come over. They're quite curious in me and stuff. So it's almost like having my own little petting zoo, which is kind of cool. So yeah, this one's really friendly too. They're all friendly, both all three of these. The little baby chicks are a little feisty right now because I just got them yesterday, so they're not quite conditioned. So got to give them some time. They'll get to know that I'm the one who feeds and waters them, and then they start to open up to you. So they're pretty fun. And when these guys get too big for the pen, the little chicks will move in here after I clean it out, and these guys will go outside. So these guys will go over at the other pen. Well, the roosters probably won't, but the hens, I think I'll adopt these roosters out most likely, because they're really friendly. It'd be a shame to butcher them actually, because they're actually really nice roosters. So I'm going to probably adopt them out. I know people who want to start flocks, so as our other chicks come, they could be maybe the roosters to go with five chicks at a time or something like that. Because we're going to have a few too many, I know that. So I'm getting 12, and yeah. So anyways, yeah, I'll show you what goes next. So the secondary water pot, and as you see, Tundra also takes advantage of it. Now I got a mess here. I'm in the middle of sort of organizing, and the chickens keep moving things on me, but here we are. And as you can see, this is why you don't want too many roosters. You end up, they bald out your hens. Basically, they can basically fuck them to death. So, the fact she's staying in the mud has me a little concerned. But, anyway. So they go underneath the house quite often, but that's okay. It gives them a place to basically hide from the predators, if there's eagles and whatnot. These are right here, the 2 roosters. Unfortunately, I don't really have names for them. Max, he was a bit of an asshole, and he ended up becoming chickens too. But besides those, these are those 2 young chicks that I raised and grew up into these really nice looking roosters. So anyways, they were having a fight this morning. I don't know if they were just playing or not, but I did separate them. I gave them some space for a bit, and they chilled out, and now they're getting along again. So yeah, these are cages, basically for transporting animals, but also chickens. This is the one I got my first flock in, this cage right here. Yeah, anyway, I'll go show you the other flock. This is the chicken coop. It's just a little teeny tiny travel trailer that's been borderline condemned. So I dragged it over here to make a chicken coop out of. So I've got, I'm going to do some chicken wire patchwork on it still. But anyways, till then, it's a bit of a, well, it's a chicken coop. So yeah, it's going to be kind of grubby in here. And I just cleaned it last week, believe it or not. And this is already how mucky it is, but all I did was I basically put up some perches. And I'll be putting up a few more perches along here when I get my 12 others, because this is, I got all 4 hens, 1 rooster here. Sorry, I got 3 hens, 2 roosters sitting here, and I get 1 hen sitting here. So if I got 12, I need more room, and down there they don't seem to use so much. It seems to be their perch to get up onto the other perch. So I'll be running more horizontal perches off of here, which just makes sense, and I will move their food so they're not shitting on it, so it looks like that. And their food will be moved over here, and then there's their water. So it seems to work, and I've got this perfect storage space right there for their chicken feed. I give them the chicken scratch and the hen layer, which is basically crushed corn. And I have chicken starter over in the house for the chicks. And in my camper is where I keep all the storage, so I always have a stockpile of food. So, because I'm out on an island, it's harder to get to the store where I get chicken feed and whatnot. So, anyways, just before we get out of here, I've got this this heat lamp here for winter time, and run a cord cable all the way over to my house. So, there you go. Yeah, the basics about the chicken feed is I like to have reserves, so I just keep them in the camper. Just keep a bunch of spare hen and layer. I usually keep about 4 to 5 bags on stock. Every time I go to town, I pick up some, so that way I'll always be able to feed my chickens if let's say the power goes out and the docks aren't working, ferries aren't coming, or God knows what. So anyway, it's just about being self-reliant, and these guys forage a lot too. They basically eat all the weeds and grubs and bugs, and they like to nibble on the dock. I'm about to plant some kale tomorrow, and that'll give them a little staple too to nibble around the bases of. I'll let them chew the bottoms of the kale, and I can always harvest the top of the kale. So yeah, that's just a little addition to what I got going on here. But anyways, yeah, this is like the most simplest, easiest way to have a chicken coop. no building necessary, no real preparedness. You just drag it in place, line it with hay. You can put up some perches. I mean, it's as basic as it is. You can always go all out, gut it out, and make it like a fancy one, but I didn't really give a shit. I don't think the chickens give a shit, so. Alright, so here we are. We're seeing the barred rocks all in action, and now they've settled in for the night. See, there's Henny. So, anyway, I'm making Henny a little nervous, so we'll just close the door and shut it down for the night. So basically you've got now that's a myth that you have to be up at crack of dawn when the chickens are up and let them out. I don't let them out till 9 personally. They usually lay their eggs around that time anyway. So I usually don't let them out till about 9:30. And then I put them in when they decide to go in. And, well, they go in automatically. I just have to close the door. The reason I close the door, of course, is so raccoons and other predators don't get in there at night. We get mink and raccoons mostly. So yeah. Anyways, that's the more of my chickens, I guess, and the increasing of the flock. This here is the big flock. So the Rhode Island Red mix. This is the big coop. There's a rooster. They're a little more skittish. Those are 2 roosters. And so anyway, those are the Rhode Island Reds, and they don't belong to me, so I don't really fuck with them too much. But alright, so we're just going to wash these eggs with some lukewarm water. You don't want it to be hot. And we just scrub them down, and I'll show you how to make them last a little bit longer. It's a myth that eggs need to be refrigerated. I mean, they're going to keep longer in the fridge probably, but they'll keep a long time if you do this method right here. So, got that one pretty clean. I'm just going to put that off to the side, and we'll get this one. Oop, it's too warm. And we'll just give this one a good wipe. I recommend you use your hands. Oh, see, I just broke it. So that one's going to the dog. I'll give that to my dog. Fortunately, just broke. So, we'll just do this, and she'll lap that one up. And we'll just put that there, so that's one egg down. No biggie. Still gets used. So, we got that one. Get a towel here and just dab dry it till it's just dry and not going to be sort of moist where it will repel any oil. Because we're about to lather it just gently up with a smidget of canola oil. It's the only oil I got. Olive oil, of course, works good. Any kind of food oil. I'm sure bacon grease would work too, though I've never done it. So just roll it around in your hand, just till all sides are coated. I'm just going to set that on my towel. Wash my hands now because they're oil covered. I'll just dry them off. Okay. Now we just take your rag that you dried it off with, or any kind of rag, even paper towel is probably best, but I don't have any at the moment, and you just dry her off. And all that does is it puts a sealant around the pores of the egg, and it doesn't let oxygen or anything in there break in there and create the egg to start to rot. And that's all it is. So that's how you clean an egg and preserve it for a little bit longer. And we'll just put that away up with all the other eggs right up here. So there you go. Egg preservation. He's asleep.